Titties.
It's just straight titties.
Battlestar Galapagos.
Are we
Are we live? Okay. Yeah. Welcome everybody to another episode of Mistwalkers Shroud. This is episode 32 of our ongoing
33.
Darkon. 33?
Right?
I have 33 as well.
Yeah, 33.
Pretty good.
Episode 33 of our ongoing Mistwalkers Shroud campaign.
That's because I didn't change the number in the title.
The last time we left our heroes, they had made their way into Castle of Ernest, keep of Azalin Rex, and were kind of making their way through after first exploring the Bone Room and meeting Skeever, Azalin's former familiar, or actually still current familiar, is Skeever. The Imp. The players made a little deal with the Imp to guide them to Azalin's laboratory, where they are seeking his old robes in order to hopefully find a way to return Darkon to the plane from whence it came. As our players made their way up, they were introduced to the, well, I say introduced very loosely, met the creature bound to the tower, the former Beholder, who kind of works security for Castle of Ernest. Had a brief introduction with one of its eyes before forcing their way through pretty brutally and making their way into the laboratory itself and beginning to explore where the laboratory has each school of magic, has a different lab for each school. With curtains blocking them off, they began splitting up and exploring each of these alcoves of different magical laboratories. That led to some shenanigans happening. How about you guys? Is there anything I've missed up to this point? I know there was definitely the shenanigans, and I want to hear about that. Was there anything before the shenanigans that I may have missed that you guys feel is important?
I don't think so.
Oh, we found a planar portal.
There is a planar portal in the center of the light, whatever it may mean.
Yeah, that is true.
Find portal, truly goated for this campaign. The only time I think find portal's ever been useful in a campaign.
And I don't think it was. I don't know if that was discovered before or after we saw the ghost of the lieutenant from Ilaluk.
Thorn.
Yeah. Thorn, yeah.
That's right.
She looked scared.
That was going towards the light.
Kind of recognized us.
Definitely seemed to. I think you guys were also tipped off that some of Odessa's magical experiments were still ranging the key. Mm-hmm.
And Dylan got to read about some of the fun creatures that we may be encountering.
Yeah, exploring the transmutation alcove, Dylan was able to learn a little bit about the creations that Odessa managed to put together.
Not a fan.
Yeah, there's some nasty ones in there.
Yeah, I wasn't able to take very good notes of those, but they had gross abilities.
Yeah, it's like
things tied to them.
One's anti-healing. It's just a bunch of...
One's anti-magic.
Yeah, stuff that is not going to be particularly helpful for our combat, should we need to. I went to the necromancy room, had a nice time.
Yeah, I don't think anything else really happened at all.
Had a nice flashback.
I think we're good otherwise.
Olin explored the necromancy lab and had a bit of a flashback.
Sort of a
Oh.
disembodied flashback.
I did see a ratipede.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
In the transmutation room, there was a little ratipede running around.
I think that was all that happened last session.
In the enchantment room, Tobias did some exploration and found himself somewhat inspired by a tapestry depicting scenes of battle and war.
Yes.
It's a nice way to put it.
And I was enraged at the sight of certain things and took it out on an eyeball.
Yeah. And then I was reminded at the end of last session that Maxie is probably...
Didn't we say she was with Olin?
Probably with Olin.
Mm-hmm.
But...
That's right. That's right. We had decided that Maxie was inside the necromancy room with Olin. And then Buster explored the divination room.
Had a little chat with a god.
Mm-hmm. I mean, probably yours, right?
Hopefully. One would assume.
Who else would it be?
Saw that
I mean,
the robe that we were looking for is in a cabinet or something. A drawer.
It's kind of an innocuous place to hide a robe. It's exactly where you'd expect a robe to be.
Yeah, just kind of shoved in a drawer somewhere.
I can imagine Death. Where the hell did I put this robe?
Yeah. And I think we left off with Buster after exploring this this mirror in the divination room, finding himself on the other side of it. And that's where we're going to begin.
Woohoo.
Anything else I'm missing?
That sounds right. Did we talk about the bone room?
We mentioned it.
Mentioned
Yeah, you guys it's where you met Skeever.
Yeah.
Skeever.
Didn't Olin pick up a bone?
Oh,
Just a random femur?
Yeah, just a femur. Any femur will do.
We
I think I put it on my character sheet actually.
Skeever had to sign a contract for the demon heart, just some gem that we had, and then I immediately took it back because he's just a little rash imp.
It's just an absolute piece of shit.
Doesn't deserve respect.
And he has since disappeared.
I can still see invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's still around, I should be able to spot him. But if I'm still around...
He's not on the other side of this mirror, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What music do I use for this other side? That's one I did not set up.
Maybe the creepy doll, possessed doll music?
No, we don't need to start with that.
No.
Yeah.
I think I'll just do the general dark. Okay. So, Buster, you find yourself looking around. You see out into the divination room, like obviously some sort of glass or wall blocking you in. As you turn to look at the space around you, you had heard a voice. You're exactly what we're looking for. Someone just like.
Okay.
you see a room that is like there's walls on either side of you, built that looks almost exactly like the ones that were in the alcove, though they seem to go on forever, like way beyond your view. On these walls, you see hundreds of like scrolls, papers, written notes of all kinds, like random maps. And you see in front of you where instead of like the back of a room, it just goes off into darkness. But in front of you, there are three. What's the word I'm looking for? Like podiums, like stone podiums with three figures standing, or one figure at each one. Each of these figures is tall, maybe about 7 foot tall, with white robes like hanging over their face, kind of hiding their features. And each of their heads, by the shape of the robe, seem to be pointed towards you.
Might I ask who it is you are, and what is it about me that makes me so special?
We shall answer three questions. The first will cost you the light of half the light of the world.
Three questions. Half the light of the world? Is that what they said? I'm asking for clarification because of the voice mod.
Yeah.
Say, don't use that as your first question.
Yeah, clearly not. No. I made sure to drop accent for that. Kind of like the light. You can just let me out, actually. I think I'm good.
Three question.
All right. Tell me what the cost of the other two is then. I'm having to think very hard to make sure that I'm not asking like rhetorical questions.
Yeah. As you ask what the cost of the other
No,
two
I
is.
didn't. I didn't. I said, tell me what the cost
Tell
of
me
the
what
other
they
two
are.
are.
Okay.
I'm being
Okay.
very careful right now. I said three questions. I haven't asked a question yet.
Yeah.
Half the music of the world.
I love it. I love it so much.
It's the third person. They forgot what their thing was.
Oh, I forgot we were doing the thing, guys.
Oh, we haven't done it in so long.
Extremely NADPOD bit.
This fucking bit again, guys. Dude, third one's just $20.
I need 20 gold, man.
Just $20.
I should have written this book.
Half the bones.
So the voices do sound like they're coming from like all three of these when they talk. But when they speak of the cost, you do notice like one of them says half the light of the world. The second one says half the music of the world. And the third one just like looks at you.
Truth.
The cost is truth.
Yes.
I like the truth. I like light and I like music. The fuck? Um, you are omnipotent. I say as a statement, but it's slightly leading question, seeing if I can get away with it. It's not exactly a question.
Prophecy.
Well, if you're not going to let me out and I have to ask these questions, your prophecy. This, we have plan to return Darkon in its majestic place to back to where it came from. What is the other than these relics that we have of Rex, what other catalyst do we need to make it to return Darkon to where it once was, to save it? Because I still feel like we're missing something, and I don't want to get there with our pants down.
As you ask this question, the one to the very left of you takes a needle from from the sleeves of its robes and stabs it into the altar, and you feel your eye like a sharp pain, and you suddenly like feel warm liquid pouring down the right side of your face, and you can no longer like see out of your right eye.
My right eye.
But your question is, just so I make sure that I answer it correctly, what, other than the robe, what else do we need to...
Other than the 5 artifacts that we will have,
Mm-hmm.
crown, the hammer, the famine ward, the rod, and the robe, what else do we need to do in the entirety of the ritual to return Darkon to its place?
Beautiful.
You are the catalyst. But death must be overcome. Death and conquest will seek to stop you. And death will be the cause.
Be the what?
The cost.
Cost.
Worlds will collide. Thousands will burn. But thousands will
My child has just fallen asleep, so I'm not going to make the noises that Buster is making in pain due to his eye being stabbed. I clutch the side of my face and realize, oh, music. Ears next. Fuck. 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 Can I do like a... Does this affect my perception?
Oh. That's a good question. My initial impulse would be that you would have disadvantage on sight-based perception checks.
Okay. Okay. That's okay. It's not. Who am I kidding? This fucking sucks. Okay. Can I look back to the mirror and get a vibe check? Does this feel like a something more divine and I'm being kept here until this bargain has been fulfilled, or is it more like a magic spell that I could break somehow?
Give me I was like, give me an... I mean, it's gotta be an Arcana check.
Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ.
17. I think you get the sense... Give me an insight check, actually. Okay. So I think you get the sense that there is some sort of magic here keeping you. And there may be a way to break whatever this magic is, though you don't see any kind of obvious way to do that. You also get the sense that these creatures, these beings, absolutely just want you to, like, ask these questions more than anything else in the world.
Fuck. Okay, I'm going to holding my vacant eye say, well, thank you for the information. I appreciate this. Hopefully we can use this. But I'm good. I've got what I came for. Thank you for your time. I'm going to like sidle back and I'm going to like tap the mirror behind me and cast Dispel Magic in an effort to get me the fuck out.
Okay. Make me a spellcasting check.
Oh no. Oh no. I gotta use my inspiration on that one. I gotta.
Okay.
I can't.
This
I can't
early
have it.
in.
Oh, much better.
Ooh, it almost went back.
I know. I see it. I'm looking at it. I see it.
If this is a 9th level spell, we're fucked. Gamers.
Yeah.
You see, like, you cast this Dispel Magic, and you feel the world around you beginning to shake. Like, the walls inside this mirror are shaking. The mirror itself is, like, rattling. Papers and stuff are, like, falling off the wall. And the creatures...
Stop. Ask your question. Feed the prophecy.
And the window begins to, or mirror begins to crack. And
I like try to like bust through it. Have I done enough to like?
How are you
sidle
trying to bust
back?
through?
take a couple steps backwards and fucking run into it.
Just jump through.
Yeah, it's a piece of glass by most measures.
Give me an athletics check.
Hey.
Nice. The rest of you, I think, hear the shattering of glass from the alcove where Buster is.
These are all happening like concurrently, right? All the scenes.
Yeah. So at this time, Tobias is like stabbing this eye. Olin, you're kind of like snapping out of this flashback you were in.
I look up from my book.
You're like looking at those
Ratipede.
the Ratipede skittering off, and you all hear shattering of glass. Buster, you're gonna take 4 slashing damage from the glass as you land on the other side of this mirror. And as you look up, you notice that the mirror itself, like, even though you just slept through it and there are shards of glass from the broken mirror all around you, the mirror is still, like, it's cracked. There's several cracks running through it, but it is solid. There's not, like, a hole where you jump through. There's just, like, the cracked mirror now.
I will, averting my eyes from the face of the mirror, the cavernous hole, I will, like, run around to the side of it and like try to push it down off of the wall, so it like is flat. Is it like, how hardly attached is it to the wall? Is it just kind of like leaned up? Is it part of the wall?
It seems like it's like built into the wall.
Fuck. Are there like tarps or like curtains or?
There's the curtain behind you that's like blocking off this alcove if you wanted to like rip it down and try and cover it or something.
Yeah, just to make sure that no one else gets a chance to, is my eye still gone even on this side of it? Okay, cool. That's what I figured. I was wondering if it was just like a temporary thing, just to be like, he gotcha, but no, that's a permanent cost.
Someone cast mending on his eye, please.
I think that works. It'd be sick if it could.
No, it's only in, well, is an eye an inanimate object?
No, I can animate it to look around. There is, I think it's a 7th level spell though.
Regenerate.
Regenerate.
Yeah.
I had a ring.
I was gonna say, too bad we don't have that ring anymore.
I'm even madder about that now.
I got a cool
so
eye
I
patch
got
for
my
you,
eyeball back.
How would I have known? I can borrow your fucking eye patch.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. You're gonna look sick as hell with it.
Punished Buster.
Guaranteed. Old Buster.
Yeah. I'm going to definitely throw the curtain over it and just like loudly announce, like, no one go in there, as I'm like clutching my bloody eye.
I think
what's left of it.
Olin probably grabs that ritual dagger, stashes it, and then rushes out.
Am I still going to town on this eye?
Yeah, I was actually just about to ask you for a wisdom save for me.
Okay.
Oh dear.
I mean, that's pretty good.
20.
Yeah, you feel the like rage, the like battle rage leaving your body as you kind of like calm down and recognize that you're under some sort of enchantment.
Boy. Well, I really got to stop doing that.
What the hell's going on out here?
Yeah, I'll stick my head out. The
I just-
curtain
Yeah, you see all of you see the curtain rip down from the divination alcove where Buster was, and he is apparently missing an eye. You see like blood running down the right side of his face.
Yeah, I've got my hand over it, and like the blood's running down my arm. Start bandaging it, I guess.
I was gonna say, can I help dress it?
Yeah. I'll let everyone know. Like there was a mirror, and I was taken away to these spirits that gave that like were giving me truth, like prophecy, but it was at the cost of my eye, potentially an ear, and then whatever the third cost was, truth was what they said. And that was particularly scary because what could giving the truth be like? That's what I have. That's my tool.
I mean, what if they just wanted to be like, so how do you feel about this survey type thing after?
Well, if they took my eye, then they would probably take the truth from me. Maybe memory of some sort, or I couldn't tell anyone what happened and what I saw, or something. I don't know.
Well, even if they forced you to lie all the time, it's about intention, right? So
Right, I could get away with it,
you could
probably.
get away with saying whatever you wanted, but
Maybe it was just your speech in general.
Potentially. I'm glad that I did not have to pay that cost, because I would like to check the rest of these rooms, but be extraordinarily careful, because there are some nasty things here.
here.
Just looking around
Take
in
this. Takes the eye patch and fastens it.
Oh, thank you. This is very, very nice of you.
You look so cool.
Keep an eye out. There
It's
was
kind
a
of hot.
ratipede.
Come on,
Oh,
I
come
just,
on, dude.
please,
Oh,
timing,
shit.
dog.
Sorry.
You really gotta think about this a little better.
Fuck.
All right, there's a ratipede, and I'm gonna close the curtain and go back to reading.
I don't even know what a fucking ratipede is.
I haven't seen a rat or a whatever else. I don't know what that could be.
Or a pede.
I ain't seen a rat. I ain't seen piss. I don't know. What are the other rooms, John?
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the graviturgy room.
So there is left. There is abjuration, conjuration, evocation, illusion, graviturgy, and chronergy.
God, there's 10 of these fucking things.
There's 10 total. I
Jesus
mean, you don't
Christ.
have to explore every one of them.
Oh,
Wait, what does the
Okay.
center area look like?
It's kind of just like a half circle, and then there's just like these curtains lined up around
There's-
this half circle.
There's nothing in this half circle area.
No, not really.
Okay.
I think there's
And-
maybe like some tapestries on the wall.
And there wasn't like a cabinet or a wardrobe that I got from the vision from my commune spell.
Not that you see out here in
In-
this area.
Okay.
what is abjuration?
Shielding.
Tobias, you said you're going to the graviturgy.
Shielding.
All right, let's start with that.
I mean, if we want to check out all these rooms, then let's get
Interesting.
start
You
opening.
don't, you don't have to, but wait, I'm gonna go into the chronology room. Maybe I can turn back time and make it so my eye doesn't get fucking taken away.
You go to the Tobias. You walk over to the graviturgy curtain, pulling it back, and I think there's like a moment of like strange disorientation as you walk into the graviturgy room, and you see a table that is like attached to the right hand wall, and a like floating disc in the middle of the room, and then there is like what looks like a well that has been built both into the ceiling and the floor. The table that is like on the side of the wall has like a couple of notes and books on it that just seem to be like sitting on this table as if like from your perspective they should be like falling down to the ground, but they just seem to be like sitting on this table that's attached to the wall.
Is anything on the disc?
The disc is just floating. It's just like a platform in the middle of the room.
I'm gonna go stand on that first.
The disc is rotated so that its orientation is like left and right. Yeah, to you. Yeah, so it looks like that.
It's like vertical.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna. Can I like grab it with my hand and like try to like hold myself up, like grab it with my left hand and like pull myself up where my feet are on it? I want to see if it changes the gravity in the room. Like if it changes the gravity of like my body, like if like my body would orient to its
Yeah. So you go to grab it and try and like pull yourself on, like see if it changes the gravity as you pull yourself on it. Give me a little athletics check.
athletics.
Hmm. Or
Okay.
acrobatics.
Ooh yeah, let's do that. 25.
Jeez.
Beautiful.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
you kind of like grab it at a weird angle. You slide yourself, and suddenly the orientation of the room does seem to shift. Where your like legs, you're now like standing on this platform. Anybody else looking into the room, you would look like you're standing sideways, and you're kind of like you can see this table, though it's like seemed to be oriented in like the opposite direction of you.
I would like to grab, if I can, I would like to grab the book off of the table.
Yeah.
And it's a book, and what else?
Oh, sorry. There's a book, and there's actually a small, it looks like a device of some sort, just like a very small one, like a little metal orb with a couple of like runes and little knobs sticking off of it.
Yeah, I'd like to grab both of those if I can.
Cool. You kind of like have to reach over to the table. You grab both of these things. The notes seem to be like, they seem to be, I think at a glance, you can kind of tell these are spells. Like spellbook spells, basically. And there is the machine, or the little device itself kind of like hums with magic as soon as you touch it.
I'm going to attempt to play with the device for just a second.
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
Oh, not very good with that. 20. Wow.
It doesn't take you long to realize that this machine can change the like you kind of use the device, and you kind of have to lean your weight on the platform for a second because the gravity of the room shifts. Whereas like maybe there's a couple of pages you couldn't quite reach on the table that suddenly shift now to like land on the ceiling, and the orientation of the whole room is like upside down. You realize you can change the gravity orientation of this alcove basically with this device.
Okay. I want to try to go back to normal orientation from on the doorway first.
Okay.
Do I succeed?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to the well. It's just a well, right?
Yeah, it looks like a well. When you look down into it, you see there are like runes carved into the edge of it, and you see like a small black orb just kind of like in the center of the well.
I want to try to adjust the gravity of the well and where it's like upside down to see if the orb falls out.
It does not. The orb, like no matter how you twist the gravity, the orientation changes for you and for the other objects in here. But the orb itself does not seem to move from this well. It seems to be locked into place.
Okay. Can I mage hand and have the mage hand touch the orb?
Yeah. Will you pop out Mage Hand for me real quick?
Yeah. Yeah. And I have this adjustment to mage hand as well. There's no component. I don't require any components. I can do that completely silently.
Cool. As soon as you move the mage hand to like touch the orb, the mage hand seems to almost be like sucked. It like disappears almost immediately. You feel like your magic ripped from you as it vanishes into this black orb.
Olin, come here.
Huh?
Are you busy?
Not yet.
Can you come in, see if there's a portal in here?
If if the great dungeon god will allow me to use my very niche ability more than once per long rest, then yes.
Oh, it's only once per long rest?
I think so. It might change.
I thought it was proficiency bonus.
You would have known if this was a portal or not when they've been used it
It would have
last,
been
right?
closer, probably.
Oh, I thought that if it was covered up, it wasn't.
It wasn't covered up. It was behind a curtain.
Yeah, it's just the nearest portal within a mile.
Yeah,
I think
within
is
yeah,
the way
that's
to...
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only once. It actually doesn't scale with proficiency, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I'll come in and look at it and give it an
Yeah,
informed guess.
Come here. Yeah, come here and look at it. See if you can ascertain. Let's put our heads together and try to ascertain this full purpose.
What do I roll to ascertain portal?
You could give me. Are you doing anything in particular, or just kind of like examining it and the magic itself? You can give me like an Arcana check for something like that. Just trying to like look at the magical weave around it.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing I
I'm
can
gonna show him the mage hand again.
And I'll give you. I'm gonna give you advantage just because you do have like this expertise in that type of
Let's go.
like portals and that kind of thing.
Let's get something.
Portalurgy.
Portalurgy. Let's get my portalurgy on, boys. A 10.
Ooh. You have knowledge from a past life.
I mean, it's only up to a D6. I don't think it'd be that useful. Although I probably won't use it, so I might as well roll it. I get 4 of it, so.
Yeah.
What do we got? 6. 16.
Hey.
16. Okay. I think on a 16, this, you don't believe this is a portal. Not in like a traditional magical sense anyway. There seems to be, I think you do, I'm wondering how much you will get from this though.
It's a gravity well.
Yeah, I mean, this seems to be like a point of very powerful gravity. And I think that's all you can really tell. It's obviously like some kind of magical binding that is keeping it here.
I'll relay that. It's definitely not a portal, but it is some sort of gravitational center. Perhaps a spell in place.
I'm gonna pocket the book and the device in my backpack and say, "Well, there's no moving it. Might as well just go to the next one."
You said there were spells?
Mm-hmm.
Like scrolls? Which spells?
Is it,
It's more like pages from a spell book than scrolls.
Gotcha.
Yeah, can I tell what? Could I tell what it is? I'm not a wizard. I don't know what it is. I know what it is, but like I don't think I could ascertain. I don't know if I can ascertain the spells or anything.
Yeah, I mean, you can give me an Arcana check if you want to.
Not very good at it.
Just everybody pass around the book.
18. Wow, I'm rolling really well.
Look. Anybody want to look at this book?
Yeah, I mean, you see spells described as like one called Magnify Gravity, a movable object, Gravity Sinkhole. And I think one especially like complex spell, just titled Dark Star.
Mm.
Don't like that.
Yeah. Will kind of figured it was a black hole, but Tobias would be like, "What?"
Jeez.
Cool. I pocketed it. I mean, I can't do anything with it, so.
Cool. Was there another room while Tobias was doing this? Dylan or Buster, was there another room y'all were checking out?
I know Buster was gonna go to Chronergy,
Chronergy,
Mhm.
that's right.
and then I would like to go at some point to Conjuration or Abjuration, whichever one Dylan doesn't go to here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I want to go to Chronergy and Evocation.
Yeah, I also wanted to go to Abjuration, and I'll go there with Olin if.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, then we'll go to Abjuration together. It all worked out.
So inside we'll do Buster in the Chronergy one.
Oh, I would have made sure to let everyone know about the robe and where it is from my vision. That it's just in a wardrobe somewhere, and like a bit of it is peeking out. So like if you see a bit of red cloth in a wardrobe of some sort, that's it. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, you walk into this space. You're immediately hit with like the sound of ticking clocks as you see there are like several clocks on the walls here. There are several workstations, tables where somebody has been like working on sort of arcane implements. But I think the things that stand out, there's one table that has this massive hourglass standing about maybe 2 feet tall on this table, and it's built so that it can rotate like an hourglass, and you see that it is like the sand in the bottom of it is filled with like this glowing blue sand. You see against the far wall in this room there is a sort of shimmering on the wall, like a shimmery doorway that seems to like lead past the back wall itself into another space. And then on one wall where everything's been like cleared, there's no workstation around on the right side. There is a mounted piece. I think it's very obviously like some sort of magical artifact where there is what's the best way to describe this actually? You see like a series of interconnected crystals in like these complex patterns. And there is like almost like a knob that is kind of interconnected. Looks like it's like made to be shifted around these different crystals, like as part of this piece. Almost looks like a puzzle or something, rather than like a magical device. It almost looks like something you would see in like a puzzle shop or something that's like meant to challenge your mind.
How is it currently set up?
Um,
Solved? Is it in the middle of being solved? Does it look like it can be solved, or is it kind of just like a fiddly thing, like a Rubik's cube that you could have in different
it does see.
orientations?
It does seem like there is like a point on each end, though it's unclear like which would be the beginning and which would be the end. There's like a point on each end that it can like be maneuvered around these crystals to get to, but it seems to just be kind of like sitting in the middle. And the crystal that it's like hovering over is kind of glowing.
Can I move it back to the left
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
towards the other end?
You can. As you move it to the left, do you just move it a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit.
You feel some shifting in your body, and there's this kind of strange disorientation as your sight returns to you.
Huge. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god, had I known. Does this... I shifted back to where it was.
Your sight like disappears again as you do so.
Is it all the way back to the left? Not to the very, very end, but like a couple inches away from the end.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, very. Oh, that is a good idea, actually. Like, ha, gotcha.
I'm just trying to decide if it's tied to the
If it
body
would
or the
turn me,
soul.
if it would turn me into a fucking hobgoblin, I don't know.
I can't wait to find out.
But I would hope because it took my eye back that it is reversible. Time
Yeah.
don't matter.
So as you do this, there's like this moment of your sight returning, and then you feel like as you're moving it, you get like pains, aches, other like wounds begin opening up on your body. Wounds that you've taken previously and healed from randomly pop up and disappear as you're moving this. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, baby.
Wow.
I took a feat for it.
Yeah, you feel your body like wanting to like almost go into shock as it's going through like these like changes very quickly, but you manage to hold on and move this dial back. You see like your form hasn't changed a lot since you've been in bunny form. Like you haven't like aged a lot. But you do see like the little bit that you have aged, reversing the little nick in your ear like goes away. And then there's a moment where you're shifting the dial.
At that moment where I feel like as my mind is catching up with what is happening and I'm like feeling it, am I mentally in the same place of like, you know, the adventurer that has gotten us here? Or am I like, what the fuck am I doing out of the Feywild?
No,
how far is my consciousness?
You seem to be mentally. You seem to, as long as you were like touching the. I think there might be a little bit of disorientation when you if you pull your hand off of the device. But there's still enough of. There's still like enough of your like mental capacity there to understand like you are actively working with this device and kind of like remember what you're doing.
Crazy.
But I think there is like you'll get like flashes of these memories that are like, you know, you in a hot tub with a bunch of fae and you like exploring a deep forest. But you go back all the way to a couple, and there's this moment of disorientation where the two parts of you, you feel yourself almost being pulled apart as you're like pushing towards.
I hesitate at that point. I think I started hesitating, and I'm like, wait. Not only out of fear of like, the thoughts going through his head is like, this is like a kid in a candy store. Like I could have just had it all, but like, I don't think I actually want that anymore. I think it's important to have been where I am, to have gone through all of it, and I'm going to start like pulling back all of the years.
All right.
Going back to like the point where it was before the eye thing.
Okay. Yeah. So you kind of get to that moment where you feel like you are like your body itself is being like pulled, ripped apart a little bit, and you're like start moving it back, and you feel yourself going through these like quick changes again. Do you do it like right before the eye thing, basically?
I hesitate on a couple of those moments of like, you know, like that the best meal I've ever had. Like I kind of just like I kind of like soft scrub back and forth through it, just to like feel it a couple times and be like, yeah, that's some like satiation that I haven't had in a while in this dirty fucking hellhole that we've been through for a while. But then I do catch it up to right before I lost the eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me another Constitution save.
Okay.
I hate that fucking sound effect in the music track.
Yeah. So you
But
are.
the like groaning metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like looking around. What the hell is going on in my
It was my
house?
body. My body was groaning.
Yeah. So you find yourself back in back previous. Your sight is returned to you. But otherwise,
Crazy. I hate not facing consequences, but like this incredible magician wizard had literally something that he could rewind the body. And then I have a crisis of faith. Like, do I want to tell everyone else about it? It would be horrible for Dylan. Dylan can't touch this. Maybe Olin could come back to life, but would they still be Olin? Tobias could probably get like a little bit of gray out of his hair. I don't think it really hurt him too bad.
What if Tobias's shadow used it?
His wife just pops out of his body.
I was actually thinking what would well, either way with Olin, I think backwards or forwards in time is insane.
Yeah, I don't want to push it forwards because like I push it like 2 inches and then I just fall over dead. I don't want that. I don't want the heat. I don't want that smoke.
Yeah, Dylan
You could go back, Premother.
She'd have to go a little ways back for sure.
you have to go through the in between to get there.
I have a table question
Mm-hmm.
for that. If it just adjusts time, if enough time passed, just in general, would you still lose your sight again? Because it doesn't reset what happened, right? It just reset.
That's a question of predestiny.
Yeah,
It's just-
Is
were
it
you
free, is
always
it free
going to
will or
lose that eye?
preordained? Yeah. Can I jam something in the thing to make sure it never moves and I'll be we'll be young and free forever?
Well, it seems like it only affects you if you're using it.
Touching
right?
it, yeah.
So now you're
I
like
step-
on a different fated path.
Timeline. Yeah, I
Yeah.
step away from it and I just kind of like watch it. I'll like rewind it up until right before the point. Was it moving at all when I got in there?
I think there's like a couple of like moving gear. No, not really. Actually, I think it only moves when you're actively using it. There's just like a little like different line like crystals that it like the knob kind of like rests at, these different interconnected crystals. And so when it's at that crystal, it kind of just that crystal glows.
They're like key points or like keyframes.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at the one like right before losing the eye, and I'll just step back and like wait for a second and watch.
You feel like your body kind of tingles a little bit as you step away. Nothing else happens.
Time will tell. You said there's a sparkling doorway on the other side
Mm-hmm.
of the wall. I'm gonna go up to it and open it up.
Yeah, it's not like a door you have to open. It's like an archway almost, with just like the air shimmering between it. And I think
Cool.
it's kind of fuzzy for you to like look through because of the shimmering effect, but it looks like a simple like sitting room or something on the other side. Nothing like it's a small room. I think you can kind of make out like a table, a like candle sitting on this table, a big fluffy chair, and a couple of like containers also sitting on this table.
The hourglass on the table also seems very magical.
Yeah, the hourglass in this room definitely like the dust in it is glowing, and it does seem to be magical of some sort.
Is it all at the bottom currently?
Yes.
I flip it.
You hear it takes a little bit of muscle, a little bit of effort to flip it, and it clicks into place. And you see the glowing sands begin falling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you hear cracking of stone in the distance.
Oh, the castle.
As this
I take it
sand.
back. I switch it back. I switch it back. I switch it back. I flip it back. I was worried. I was worried that that was the case, that it was slowing things down. Hopefully there's not too much sand that has dripped through.
Yeah, you flip it back over, and the cracking or the sound stops. I think you do begin seeing like cracks through the stone in this room.
Does the sound... I think the answer is yes, but I'm asking just for like clarity of cool moment. Does the sound of the cracking stone as I'm flipping it slow down to like a dull, like, instead of being like crick, it's or like Inception, when it was just like the music, but then it would slow it down further and further each layer that they got down. It became like the like droning, like chord underneath
the
everything that's
cracking
happening.
seems to like slow. Yeah.
This is so sick. This is so fucking cool. Okay, if somebody else can go, but in that moment, I will turn around and tell everyone, like, okay, guys, this one's special. We have to look at this together, please. And this is probably after we've done like the next couple rooms.
Yeah. All right. What was our? I lost the thread. What was our-
Abjuration for Tobias and I, and then Conjuration for Dylan.
Okay. Dylan, are you still on a work call? Okay, let's do abjuration.
Let's go. Shenanigan, boys.
Yeah, you
Back
pull
at it
aside the
again.
curtain and are immediately faced with a shield in front of you, like blocking you entrance into this room. Obviously magical. That is taking up this entire space. On the other side, the shield is clear. You can see through it. You see a round circular table in the middle of the room. This table is adorned with, I mean, every inch of this table you can see through this shield is carved with runes. And then you see like a workbench where there's like a large tome open on it and a small, like, I think it looks kind of like a cake dish almost, like with those kind of glass ones that cover up a cake, just kind of sitting on this desk next to the tome. There's not much in this room, but the shield prevents you from accessing any of that.
Ellen, you want to take the direct route, or you want to go try to go through it?
I think I have a way to get through it, I think, but getting back, I have no idea. I got a one-way trip through right now. Unless
Well,
we
you
can
want to try.
just
you wanna
misty
try to break
step
this
our way
down
back. I'll give it a
On
punch.
three, let's do it at the same time.
I'll give it a punch to see how solid it feels before
Okay.
before anything else.
Go ahead and roll me a little damage roll for your punch.
It's just like an
One,
attack
oh,
roll.
it's just 1 plus strength,
It's
isn't
1
it?
plus strength, yeah.
Yeah. So what's your strength?
That's 2 damage, baby.
Yeah. You punch it. There's like a little like ripple through the shield. Nothing. Doesn't seem like you've done anything to it.
Well, it doesn't seem like it's that hard, probably.
Well, let's try both of us at the same time. I take out Shadow's Wrath, and I cast Gloom Ripper, and I try to shove it straight through, and on the back of the pommel.
Draw the damn
with it.
katana.
I kind of kneel down and do that while I'm assuming Olin preps a from sheathed to
Oh yeah, it'll be super cool.
yeah.
Just slightly flicks the katana up out of his sheath.
Yeah, just a
1,000 slashes appear on the
Yeah.
shield.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me some attack rolls.
okay.
Back.
I just
Attack
think
rolls?
Mm-hmm.
One thing first. This is not a creature.
Dang. 27.
No.
This is not a creature.
I need to
Well,
not be rolling so good right now, I feel like.
Yeah, just pop out that damage for me. It's only AC 10 to hit it, so it's not really a big go as far as.
But if I wanted to use something that says choose a creature, it's not a creature.
Yeah.
No, it's not a creature.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's not that big a deal.
Yeah. 11 piercing, 4 acid, 4 thunder damage on mine.
That is 15 slashing damage.
Okay, it is magical slashing too with the
Mhm.
Mistblade. Okay, you guys both attack at the same time in the same spot, and you see the shield ripple heavily as your attacks hit, and like a crack begins forming in the space that you attacked. But the shield is still up.
All right.
It looks like a healthy shield.
You hold it open and I'll squeeze through.
Let's go one more time then.
I won't make you guys keep rolling. If you just want to sit here and like attack for a bit until you can get through, I'll say you guys can break through this. It takes several attacks for you to do enough damage for the shield to kind of like come loose. And I think you get the sense the magic is still kind of like in the air, that this shield will not be broken for a long period of time.
Yeah.
As you step into the room. So in the room, there's a circular table in the middle with all the runes on it, and then a workbench off to the side with a tome and like a glass circular dome sitting on it.
First thing I want to do is I want to take my shield and I want to take it, and I want to my +1 shield, and I want to take it between the lid and the tome, and I want to see if I can slide it in.
Like under the cloche. Ew. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you trying to like avoid touching the glass yourself?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my mage hand for as much of it as I can.
Okay.
Are you trying to keep whatever is under it still under it?
Yeah.
Like between the shield and the thing, just moving it off of the table and onto the shield?
Yeah.
Extremely Indiana Jones move of you.
Yeah. You said the thing, the cloche is made of glass?
Yeah, it's like a glass lid.
It looks like it's made of glass.
Hmm.
Bear with me one moment. Okay. Yeah, so I will say the tome itself is separate from the glass. It's like the glass is not over the tome, just for descriptor's sake. You don't see anything under this glass. That doesn't mean there's nothing under it, but you don't. It looks like it's just sitting there on the table, just for clarity's sake. You go to slide your shield under. Interesting. I
I don't like that.
need you to make a constitution save for me.
Okay. 21.
Beautiful. As you try to like shove your shield under this, you feel like yourself almost being like pulled, like full body, as if you're being dragged into this little crack that you've created. But you manage to kind of like hold yourself steady. But you kind of like have to pull your shield out to not be like affected by this magic.
Okay.
I don't think we should try that one again.
No, I thought I had that one though.
I mean, I saw your train of thought.
Yeah.
So it's this table,
Table.
and then there's, yeah, I was gonna say it's workbench on the table.
Yeah. The table's just in the center of the room. Workbench has that glass thing and the tome. Do y'all want to go up to the table? Or what are y'all doing with these things?
Might as well go up to the table. Why not?
Mm-hmm,
What could possibly happen? It's just a table.
It's just a title.
What has a bunch of runes on it, right? Can I identify any of the runes?
Give me an Arcana check.
I'm so good at Arcana. You know this about me. 23.
Oh, beautiful. I think you can tell pretty quickly as you're kind of approaching this. There's almost like this. You know what? I'm gonna change this. There's almost the space where this table is. I think it's something akin to feeling like the air's been sucked out of the room. It's not actually like you can still breathe here, but it feels like this table, like where it is, there is an absence in which like the rest of this lab doesn't have that same feel. And I think Olin, with that Arcana check, you can tell that there is a powerful like dispel magic on this table. Like anything placed on this table would have the magic on it like immediately dispelled from it.
Anything placed on the table?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And you think the dispel magic is powerful enough that unless it was like an incredibly powerful magic item, that it would like make that item completely mundane.
Interesting. Fuck. There's a really funny thing I could do.
Is there any way we can take this with us?
Take the table with us.
It's stone built. It looks like it's like built into the floor.
Oh, okay.
Like the runes even like go like an inch onto the floor itself around it.
Well, I tried though.
Who has Famine Ward? Buster, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Buster also has the staff, or no?
I don't know who's holding it, but
just one of the bags.
Just in the bag.
I'm probably holding on to it just for.
Olin, do you get a sense that if we take it off, it'll remain mundane?
My
Is it like
impression
as long
as soon as something touches that, the magic is gone. Full stop. No returning it. Which maybe is why it's sealed away behind such a powerful shield.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that so badly wants to dunk Tobias's fucking stupid noggin onto this table and sap the magic out of the crown.
Oh, we need it.
I know.
though.
We don't know if we need the magic. We just know we need the crown, right?
You could try.
Well,
It's so.
it's like such a specific like rules lawyery thing. I just think it's
Yeah.
funny. But well, you have anything you want to sap the magic out of before we go?
Yeah, I do want to see it work.
I was gonna say I have
I'm trying to look. I don't have anything like crazy.
I don't want to touch it. That's the real scary thing. I just turn into a fighter.
Just touch it, Olin.
Around this time, can I be coming over to be like, guys?
Yeah.
Well, quick point of order. Do I still have see invisibility, or even with all the time shenanigans?
Oh, interesting.
It lasts an hour. I don't think we've been here for an hour at least.
I'll say because you kind of like held on to, you'd still be concentrating on it when you went back to the time you were. I would say yeah. And oh no, actually, you do not have it concentrated because you're at a time. But you do have you have all of your spell slots back as if you had just completed your long rest.
Huh?
Baby.
But
That
you are no
wasn't-
longer concentrating on that spell.
Okay. I'll cast it again. Sorry. It's not a concentration spell. It just lasts an hour.
JK. But you still don't have the spell.
That's so
I'll cast it on myself.
You've taken yourself to a time before you cast it.
It's so fucking sick. So I could just be blasting off 6th level spells and rewind like real quick to be like, whoop. No, I will not abuse it, even though I probably should.
As long as you keep passing those con saves, nothing what could go wrong.
What could go wrong? I mean,
Yeah.
actually didn't even think about that. That there was a failure state. What do I see in the room? Underneath the thing, do I looking in, and seeing that I have seen visibility. First off, is Skeever still in here? There's in the
You
main.
do not see Skeever anywhere.
Fuck. Bitch. Fuck. Okay. Looking in the abjuration room, is there something that is invisible underneath the glass dome? Lava?
Not that you see. No, it just looks like it's just sitting over nothing, just empty air.
Okay, I don't think to say anything about it then. I found a crazy time room. The shield's open. You guys can get out
Oh yeah. I was like,
for the time
when it
being.
closed, I was like, I can't hear you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a table of dispel magic in here if you want to suck the magic out of anything.
What's the point?
I don't like that roll at all.
Is it a roll or
Oh, it's on a D4. That's slightly less bad.
I'm worried that it's the thing that Nate does that drives me fucking crazy. When talking and goofing around, a small timer will just start ticking up.
There's a table of
dice
dispel
thing.
magic where you could put anything on here, and I think it would completely remove any magic from it. Can make it completely mundane.
What's the point? Why would you want to do that?
Something's too powerful. Someone is too powerful. Remove the magic from them entirely.
Is the book of any use? Take the book and let's go look at this thing. Unless there's something else.
The book on the table.
Yeah.
Very, very tenderly, gently.
If there's any like use out of the book.
Is it open or is it closed?
It is open. No, actually, it's the abjuration room. It's closed and like locked with a clasp.
Okay. Does it have like a title or anything?
Yeah, on the front it says Azaelin's Guide to Abjuration.
Let's go!
He's so
What a funny guy
full of
he is.
himself.
I take my mundane longbow off my back and nudge the book off the table. Or
Yeah.
attempt to.
The book falls to the ground.
Okay, I go pick it up. I just don't want to touch the table.
It was on the workbench, so
Oh, okay. That's fine then. Well, it's locked, but I'm sure we can get into it. It's just a book clasp. We should probably get out of here before the shield closes.
Oh, I agree.
Zoop.
all right. You guys step out. And within a couple of minutes, you see the shield beginning to reform, blocking off the abjuration room again.
Look!
Every time I give my eye patch to somebody, their eye grows back. We really got to look into this.
You have a magic eye patch. No, don't believe that. I could fool you into believing that, but then
Why
it
would
will
you-
not hold.
Why would you lie to me?
I don't know. I've held back from doing it for so long. I've been through a journey as of late, as of these last, I don't know, 30 seconds. I felt like a bunny a few millennia younger for a little bit. I feel a weird wild energy all of a sudden. I've remembered things of my life that I've forgotten and held for granted. I'll show them to the room. Here's the machine that can make you go back in time. I don't know about it though. It worked for me. It might be dangerous. I kind of just said fuck it and went for it. You can turn time back and become like younger, or like remove time from yourself when you're touching it. But also, I wanted other people here to look into this room in the back. There's something about it that I'm worried about, but also it feels sad.
It looks kind of cozy, but it looks
Cozy. That's the
Looks-
problem.
looks old. Looks like
I
that's been,
feel.
well, it's hard to tell.
So I don't know if you want to go, if we want to like look into this, or if you want to just like describe the conjuration room, and Sam can just kind of type her way through. I don't want to like take up too much
Leave her in the
time.
lurch.
You've just been sitting there.
Yeah.
Have us explore the whole thing, just because.
Tell your husband you're
Um,
trying to play video games.
And Dylan, you can kind of decide if you want to like dive into this room or if you see all the activity going around if you pull away. But pulling back the conjuration curtain, you see you're immediately hit with like light for one. Is this like the room is well lit? Mostly because in the center of this room there is a looks like a I'm gonna call it a oh, I guess that'd help if I brought up my evocation notes. A glass orb that seems to be like floating in the middle of this room filled with fire. Looks like an explosion that's kind of like in the middle of exploding inside of this glass orb, like at the very bounds of it. You see what looks like like I can really only describe it as a cannon pointed towards like a target at the back of the room, and you see a lever in front of what looks like a metal there's a metal rod coming from the floor and the ceiling with like a big space in between them and a lever in front of it. You do not see any written notes or any like work benches in this space.
I can briefly speak as he has left the room. Sorry, his work laptop is broken, so he's working on his personal computer. Anyway. Okay, so there's nothing to tell me what this lever does? Just vibes?
Just fine. If you want to make like an Arcana check or something, you can.
Sure. Yeah. Vibe check.
You're really not sure.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I pull the lever.
There is one other thing in this room that I
Oh.
forgot to mention. There is a like near the cannon. There's a rack on the wall with like several glass jars, and you see each one has like something moving and shifting inside of it, different colors, and some of them light and some of them not.
Getting flashbacks to the transmutation room. About to pull the lever, I let go and then back over and look at the jars. I have to be quiet.
Yeah. The jars. I think on a glance, they each seem to be filled with some sort of. Most of them seem to be filled with some sort of like elemental energy. You see like small fires. You see like water swirling. One of them you can kind of like see a small like tornado, just spinning in place.
Do they look like they can be loaded into the cannon?
You do see a slot at the top of the cannon that has one of these glass jars that looks like it's been like twisted into the top. The jar that's currently set inside the cannon is empty.
I'm going to grab. I mean, how harmful could a water one be, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna grab a water one and load it into the cannon and try it.
Sure. As you load it into the cannon, you see like the cannon like begins to hum pretty like almost immediately once you put it in, and there's like a couple of crystals built into the side of the cannon that light up like a bluish glowing color. And oh, damn. You see as you stick it in, the cannon fires off this like strong blast of like almost shoots out like it forms very quickly into like a small tidal wave that comes slams into the back of this room and kind of reverberates back towards you. And I need you to make me a little dexterity saving throw.
Not strength. To
No,
brace for impact.
it's dexterity to keep your feet.
To keep your feet. I hope you don't lose your feet.
Okay. Cool. You're going to take half of that. Numbers are hard, so was that 8 damage? You're gonna take 8 bludgeoning damage as this tidal wave like kind of slams into you and threatens to knock you to the ground, but you manage to keep your feet.
Gotta watch out for those riptides, dude.
And like I think the rest of you can hear like water splattering out into the main area from this like the after effects of this wave as it hits the ground and just kind of like water splashing out like somebody dropped a bucket or something.
I keep waiting for this to come up.
Reduce that damage. Water is a non-magical weapon.
Yeah, I'll say you can count that.
Hell yeah. Alright.
Yeah, because there's nothing magical about the water, just
It's
about
just
the
an
fact that it comes out of
impact of
fucking
water,
nowhere
right? Yeah.
and blasts you with it.
I'm glad you didn't pick like fire.
That was my
Yeah.
first choice.
Although there's a
But
bunch of
now
just
it's safe
to-
to-
Yeah. There's a
Now
bunch
it's
of
safe
big.
to do fire because there's a bunch of water all over. the
Well,
place.
No, I get that.
Solid logic.
How pocketable
Okay.
do those look?
I mean, they're not large. They're
Oh.
like the size of like a potion or something.
How bag of holding-able do they look?
You have one of those.
I will get back to that in a moment, but I'm just go through the puddles. Stare at the lever, just hands on hips. Well, I really hope this isn't lightning, and I'm gonna pull the lever.
You see lightning beginning to
Can I get up on a workbench?
spark from both the top and bottom of this, and as it like hits the bottom, it like arcs towards the water that's all over the ground here. As these,
Can I get on a workbench and off the floor?
as I mentioned when you first walked in,
Right.
there's no workbenches in here.
Shit.
As the lightning comes down, I'm not gonna make you take the full thing, but you're gonna get a little after effect. You can kind of give me a dex save to try and like leap at the right time to avoid this lightning as it spreads throughout the water on the floor here.
oh my god.
The Final Fantasy X dodged the lightning. It's doable.
100 plus.
Clutch. So you're only gonna take half of this.
14 damage.
You're gonna take
Jesus
14
Christ.
lightning damage from like this spark. You like leap up, managing to avoid most of this as it like arcs through, but there's still like some of it that like arcs up towards your armor, and from the rod, and you're gonna take
You
14
mean I don't
lightning
have
damage.
rubber on the bottom of my boots?
I guess not.
It's okay.
Damn.
We can rewind this. We'll be fine.
Yeah. There's just a string of cursing coming from this room, as well as many noises of elemental nature. Oh God, does the lightning travel in the water that went out of the room?
Yeah, but there's nobody out there, and it like
Oh.
it vanishes pretty quickly.
Well, does anything else look different now that I started up the lightning rod?
Well, there's just like a current that is continuously running between the top and the bottom rod.
Huh. I mean, this is cool as hell. I kind of want to. Ooh. Can I turn the cannon? How movable is this thing?
The cannon, the cannon is incredibly heavy. You think it would be very, it's possible you can move it, but it would be very difficult.
I just want to try pointing it towards the curtain. Like, I don't suppose it can.
The
flip.
glass orb that's filled with fire in the center of the room is between the cannon and the
Right.
curtain.
Right. And I don't want to look at that thing because it's too bright.
Mhm.
This room is just a suicide waiting to happen.
And
I
this is the
know.
perfect choice for Sam.
Scariest room here yet.
Okay. Okay. Okay,
Is
so we
it
know what the water does.
evocation?
Yes, the
No.
evocation.
Oh my god. Okay, we know what
Oh,
water
wait.
does. No, I should be in the conjuration
You
room.
should be in the conjuration room.
I
Why did I
walked
say?
to the wrong room. I don't
Walked
know
in the
rooms.
wrong damn room.
You know,
good?
that's my bad, but you walked in. I described the room. You walked in.
I don't know these magical runes. Clearly, this is the work of an archmage. You'd have to be that level in order to understand them.
Hmm.
So I walked into what I fully believed was the conjuration room. It conjured a wall of water.
Hmm. Hmm.
Gaslighting yourself. Powerful.
I
You
mean,
realize the evocation room is right next door to the conjuration room.
I have a brief moment where I peek out, look at the runes. No, I'm pretty sure I'm right. And walk back in.
I think it's around this time you can hear Buster being like, guys, 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 out in like the main area.
Guys, guys, guys. The conjuration room? It's so cool in here.
Looks
There's a
at the
cannon.
curtain. Looks at the water on the ground. There's
You're muted. Copy.
I go to the conjuration room, the actual one, and go, "Oh, you mean this one?" and start opening the curtain.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
like
just conjured a whole wall of water. There's a cannon in here.
What? What do you?
It's
I can't
There's
believe,
more jars. I'm gonna test another jar.
I can't believe,
Um,
they,
Swish the curtain.
can't believe they
Sam
made
is
two
too
conjuration
Sam
rooms.
going.
Jars?
That's this one. Buster, do you loop in Sam on like the time device?
I.
Or loop in? Oh yeah.
Crazy
Oh, shit.
time device. Potentially dangerous. But there might be a time portal or something to a sitting room. I don't want to go in alone. It could be sad.
I'll go with you.
Okay.
But
So-
you have to come with me because I want to test one more.
You look a little banged up.
It's not that bad.
You're bleeding from the ear. You're hit by lightning. Your hair is standing up. Are you okay?
Don't do the water and then activate the lightning rods.
Yeah, I could have told you that.
I didn't. Yeah.
Um,
One
Listen.
more jar. Come on. Just one more. Just
what? Okay, what's left?
there's fire. There's air. I was gonna do air because that seemed a little less than fire. But you know, in defense of fire, everything is wet.
Yeah, fuck it, the
It would
down.
Yeah. Okay.
That one's probably easier.
Slam the fire into the cannon.
The fire?
Jesus Christ.
Alright.
I'd take a defensive position
This is-
behind my shield.
This is fucking pick a god and pray shit. You've just done.
I leave the room.
I was to say I'm going into the chronology room with Tobias.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make me a dex save, Sam. So you fire this cannon towards
Just-
the wall.
Just Sam.
Or yeah,
I mean-
anybody who's in this room.
I'm standing like 5 feet behind her.
Dylan.
Hold on. I have a thing that I've never used before.
Oh.
There's also the big glass thing in the center of the room. That I think that's
It's
Yeah.
doing its own thing. I'm not gonna fuck with that.
yeah.
Okay, I've never used this before. I know that it can't save me, but I'm going to use it just so I can say that I've used all of my abilities.
Hey.
Okay.
It's kind
Cool,
of a,
cool, cool.
that's just at will. That's nice.
Yeah, it's just like a little bunny save.
Just a little thing you can do. Just a little guy thing. Same. Oh, you actually saved him. You'll take half damage on this.
And this
It's a
level 9
ninth level.
fireball.
Yeah, if it's a 9th level fireball, I'm gonna be upset. We could have thrown that at the bad guy.
There are more. There are more.
Just one. There's just an air one.
But also, does it work if it doesn't come out of the cannon?
Oh, I don't know. Probably not.
I figured it was like a grenade.
Yeah, how shatterable does the glass look?
I figured it had to go through the cannon because the cannon does a charge up thing when you plug it in.
Maybe.
That's why I wanted to
Jesus.
grab the cannon and bring it.
There's suddenly a explosion that rocks the evocation room. You see the glass around the fire in the center like begins to crack a little bit, but it stays solid enough so that doesn't break. But there's a enormous explosion of flame that gouts out, covering, hitting both Dylan and Buster inside of this room. Dylan, you will take half of this as 18, right?
18,
19. Yeah, 18. And Buster, you will take the full 36 fire damage.
Important. It's not important. I took 4 damage from the glass. Is that undone?
That is undone, yeah.
Okay, just to be redone by fire.
I'm at 85 hit points.
Plus 32.
Yes.
I've taken so much damage from this room.
Jeez.
Yeah. All right. Let's. Buster is like the Buster is literally like the Looney Tunes
Like
after
smoldering.
yeah, after the explosion goes off, he's all like covered in soot, and like there's a bunny-shaped indentation on the other side of the wall where like the soot didn't cover the wall, and there's like a bunny-shaped like thing. Like, all right, no more magic for you. Oy.
Sorry. Whoops.
Okay, let's go.
Do you need me to carry you? Sorry.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I have spells back, but I don't know if I want to use them yet. I really didn't use much prior.
There's a room you said that turns back time. You could probably undo this.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to touch the thing much more. The initial joy of saving time and then getting it back has been immediately unwashed about the fear of what I just did, because everything here has killed us. I found one good thing that didn't immediately kill me and was like, this is great, this is awesome. But now I'm realizing this entire building is full of terrors, and we should be very careful. So yes, I used, I'm assuming we're all in the chronology room. I used this to turn back time and get my eye back. I almost sent it back to my old, like, previous body, my previous shell. But it didn't feel right. It would have been bad, I think. And it wouldn't have been correct for me. So Probably let's not touch this. Maybe Olin, if you take it all the way back, you could potentially come back to life. But I don't know if you want this. Tobias, I don't know what would change for you. Dylan, you could potentially become Rosemary again or pre-split Dylan, but this is... I don't know the ramifications.
Wouldn't mind being the pre-split me, but
But you have experience. This is what made you who you are. You would be different, fundamentally.
I mean, are you different fundamentally?
I mean, I went back like 5 minutes prior to losing my eye to the fucking spirits in the mirror.
Me. I swear to God, this man.
Rude.
He does that while I'm working. Anyway, I can talk normally again. Well, I think I would still have the memories, though, wouldn't I? Didn't you have all your memories as you were flipping back and forth?
It was, yeah, a little bit, but like, it didn't feel permanent. It felt like I was at moments like, at that moment in time, I was plucked away and put into this room, holding like my old scars were gone, my nick in my ear was gone. I was a young, fresh rabbit again. But then, I don't know, it felt very wrong to mess with time like that. You know? I've gotten my eye back for the time being. It might catch back up with me. It might break.
You still remember having lost your eye and everything that happened after you rewound yourself to.
Do I?
Yeah, but I think it is almost like faded. Like it feels like it's almost happened to somebody else a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that's gonna affect any of your memories of that, but
Split time.
it definitely feels like something that, like, if you go to sleep, you might forget everything from inside that room.
Right. Very dreamlike,
Mhm.
which is fine. I would love to forget that. Well, a little bit, but it is hazy. You could potentially, in the same vein, you could forget all of us if you go back far enough. You could forget yourself. Imagine yourself much younger and much more different here all of a sudden. With us at the tail end of this quest and all of this shit. You wouldn't want to continue. It'd be like, fuck, what am I doing here? Get me out. Would you still technically be a warden? I don't know. What's keeping you here?
Contract is a contract, isn't it?
Well,
Oh.
that would have been before I signed any contract, and I'm only sticking around for this one mission. Just to be clear, I'm not.
Oh.
I need to go home.
Yeah. Okay.
I failed my mission. I need to go back.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
I always knew a little bit. I think we all did.
Olin, like, sort of nods and then walks over to the hourglass. Or not the hourglass, the device.
The
Not the hourglass.
Not the hourglass.
There's nothing I can do to make your saves better. I mean, I could.
Yeah, you walk over to the device, Olin. You see the crystal glowing with the little knob. And there's no, like, it's not like a straight line that you move this knob through to each crystal. It's like definitely like a little wibbly
It's
wobbly.
like the fucking thing at a pediatrician's office that you move.
Yeah.
It spells out Jeremy Baramy.
Jeremy Baramy. Oh my god. If you have to pull me off this thing, do it.
How far
Are you
wanna go
sure?
back?
Just want to remember something. I don't think I'll stay.
Hold on, real quick. I passed the con saves.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way for me to know intuitively what would have happened had I failed? Because there was an effect that I was resisting.
Yeah, it was
saving.
it was mostly like it felt like a physical, almost like shock to your body. Um, I think you could feel, though your body was like shifting through time, going through like so much change at the same time. You think there could have been some like permanent after effect of this
Mm,
manipulation of time on your body.
Interesting.
okay.
That's all. That's all I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's plenty enough. I'll say, listen, you may get what you want, but there is the potential that this will take more from you physically. It is very difficult on your body.
This body
I've
is not even. I don't even know if this body is mine.
right, but I went from unliving to then reliving, like give or take 2 or 3,000 years out here, like all in one. Like, ooh. So I'm a little tired. I think it's more the fireball. But
Sorry.
Well,
if you really want this, then I'm here for you. But be careful.
I trust you all. Just start fiddling.
It's to the left. Go that way.
Thank you.
If I haven't made it
All right.
clear.
You reach up and grab the knob, and you feel like this almost like magical tether tying it to this device as you're touching this knob. You push it back.
No, I push it forward.
Interesting. A little bit forward.
A little bit to
Or-
see what happens to start.
Okay.
Horribly maimed body.
Yeah, how would you know?
Well, it's just one future.
Yeah.
Mm.
As you begin shifting it forward, give me a Constitution save.
Okay. I can also send you a message about what I think might happen. If that gives you more direction on what you want to do with.
Yeah, and I would love to know like Olin's intention on shifting it forward.
Oh,
I'll
dear
reroll.
God, no.
I use my inspiration.
Okay.
Well, you know, I think it'll be
Mhm.
funny either way. So the general idea about going forward is to see if this body is meant to last or not. And I'm typing you a message on Discord, so just give me 1 second.
Yeah, and I do want to know, I'm curious, how long, Olin, have you been bopping around as like in your current form? Bopping being the technical term.
Yeah, of course. Hopping and bopping. It's gotta be like at least.
It's been some years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when did Darkon start getting all nasty? That was 50 years, right? 50 years ago. That's when
60.
60.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it has to be longer than that. I'm like thinking like the 100 to 150 range at least. Maybe even longer with the timey-wimey.
Mm-hmm. Cool. As you push this ahead, how far Where is this gonna go? You see, I think the first thing there's a flip. Actually, I need you to make me another save. I
Oh,
think.
jeez.
Yeah, I need you to make a charisma save for your transformation.
Ugh. Really good at charisma saves.
That's what it is, right? Voluntary change. Yeah, DC
Yeah.
15.
14.
You guys suddenly see you shift into Forgotten Light.
Okay.
All of you see Forgotten Light suddenly standing at this device. Glowing as you change Forgotten Light, you are sitting here, the power of time in your hand, and it almost feels not familiar. Well, yeah, maybe familiar is the right word. Like it feels like a power expansion of like something that perhaps was once in your grasp as Forgotten Light, now bound to this limited mortal form. But as you move forward, you are Forgotten Light. What do you do? Forgotten Light.
So I've just moved it forward a little bit at this point.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if I move it like maybe this much more forward?
I think you there's like the shifting in the light where you're kind of like glowing almost like more golden than perhaps you usually do. But your Forgotten Light, like this, not much happens.
Interesting. Do I get the impression that, so you said this power, this magical power, is something that would have been accessible to the more like pure form of Forgotten Light?
Yeah, I think you get the sense as like Forgotten Light that you are not as powerful as you once were. Like you had much more power available to you in which to destroy evil before. Maybe not direct control over time, but like a power over just a power like that exceeded mortal comprehension in this way.
And I guess one more question. Does Forgotten Light, do I as Forgotten Light feel like the time dilation here is affecting Olin as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Though I think the more you move forward, there's almost like this sense of like there's going to be less Olin and more Forgotten Light.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Forgotten Light knows what that necessarily means for them.
Out of curiosity, is the more golden similar to the portal in the center of Castle Avernus?
It's similar, yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
You might almost call it like an amber color.
Okay. Sounds reasonable. I think Forgotten Light is not like too messed up about whatever's happening, but it does look around the room to like ascertain either everyone's impression or if anything else is changing. Or
yeah, what does everybody look like as you guys are just watching Forgotten Light play with the knob? Olin no longer standing there.
At this point, I don't think I'm very surprised. beyond the fact that Olin made the contraption go forward.
Hmm.
Right. Dylan has Rosemary's memories. She's seen this. Never mind.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
There's a brief moment of what the right.
Yes, this is the first time Dylan's seeing this in person,
Mm-hmm.
not through memories.
It's not as bright as she remembered it.
You hear an
Plus-
incomprehensible like grunt.
Buster's ears like go flat on the back of his head, and he looks up at Forgotten Light and he says, "Go back."
Forgot like cranks it. We're going back, like way back.
Oh God.
So,
Way back?
Oh God.
Give me another Constitution save.
I'm having
Oh no.
so much fun. Whatever happens to this character is gonna be
He
insane.
sends it all the way, and I'm like, "Whoa!"
You said con.
I try to stop. I try to stop Forgotten Light from going all the way back.
Oy, oy, oy.
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna put that there so I remember.
I got exceedingly lucky, I realize.
Yeah, but I said, I told everybody if something seems like it's going insane to stop. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I want him to go back, but I don't want him to go that far back. I'm hoping that he goes far back enough where he pops back into Olin, and it's easier for me to take him back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then I can tackle him.
Yeah, you definitely.
Touch him off of it.
Olin, you come back to yourself pretty quickly as it's
Mhm.
beginning to shift back. So I think there's like this jerking. Fortunately, Forgotten Light can't just do it in one smooth motion because it's not like a line.
yeah.
So you have to like really maneuver the knob around the crystals. But there is this moment where you jerk back into the present, Olin, and Forgotten Light vanishes, and we are back to Ser Olin.
Okay.
Can I tackle them to stop it from going back any further?
Yeah, Tobias walks up. If you want to also like tackle Olin completely from this machine, you can.
No, I'm just
Just-
gonna grab. I'm just gonna grab.
Ju-
Go ahead.
It was just because it seemed like Forgotten Light was gonna continue to send it, so she isn't sure if they are
Mhm.
going to stay as them in this moment, or if
Yeah.
the motion will continue through.
I think popping back into existence, Olin stops is like
Oh,
Yeah, I'm-
then
like-
she
I'm
probably
reaching-
stops just short of tackling you.
Yeah, I'm reaching for Olin's hand.
Yeah, what would happen if you're touching it while somebody else is maneuvering it, though? That's the issue.
That's what I was gonna
Would
go
it
for a
f- would it-
tackle to just.
Would it affect you
I don't know.
too?
The magic seems to affect whoever is like manipulating the knob itself.
Hmm.
As you jerk Olin out, I don't think this part is going to affect you too much. Olin, you feel yourself like your body like feels older than it was, even though it's like back to the present moment.
mhm.
Your body feels like older than it was by let's say 14 years or so.
Okay. I mean that's reasonable.
And there's like this heavy exhaustion as if your body has kind of like been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you actually have 2 points of exhaustion.
I think I have something.
Oh
to
my
do with
God.
that, but
Maybe I don't want to touch this thing.
It's like I said, it'll be a big strain.
But there is like I think
Move it.
in the after effects of it, you can kind of like you get the sense that by like this machine's reckoning, Olin will not be like Forgotten Light will be the future, basically, not so much Olin.
I, worn out, look at everyone and say, if that thing hatches from me, I want you to kill it. It sits down on the floor. Looks like wistfully at the fucking cozy lounge through the couch. Sounds really nice right about now.
When it flipped over into Forgotten Light, and you use the term hatch, did it feel like it had gone through an evolution of sorts? Did it feel like it was different in some way, or was it a different color and ruddier because Owen was no longer there?
Say it kind of felt like it was like if I'm 60% Olin and 40% Forgotten Light right now, that's like crosses over to 51-49 Forgotten Light. It's like Forgotten Light takes over the vessel.
Okay.
Woof.
I want to go in this room. Olin, you should probably take a seat in this room, but also
Yeah.
I don't want all of us to go in at the same time.
Well,
That's okay.
I said I'd go in with you because of the cannon incident.
Oof.
Tobias, are you okay to just chill out here for a moment?
Yeah, I'm gonna stare at this thing for a minute though.
Oh, here, there's this book on all the fucked up things that Odessa made that are wandering around here. It's gonna screw you over the most.
Me?
Yeah. Hand you the book.
I go through the book.
There's the nullifier. There was the... was it a reverser?
There's a nullifier, an absorber, and one moment. Oh yeah, and a reverser.
Okay, yeah.
And a reverser?
A reverser.
Reverser.
Gang, I'm happy to announce that being raised from the dead reduces a creature's exhaustion level by 1. So, you just want to kill me twice real quick.
Wait, what?
According to the official rules as written, being raised from the dead reduces a creature's exhaustion level by 1. Why?
Yeah, you're just at 5. It means you're at 5 points of exhaustion because 6 is death.
No, it doesn't say specifically if they die from exhaustion.
Huh. Because most of the time it's if you get brought back from, like, with, like, a big spell, you're
Well,
at 5
obviously, because it
points.
would just, like, automatically kill you again, right? But
coming back from the dead is an ordeal. The target takes a -4 penalty to all attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. Each time the target finishes a long rest, the penalty is reduced by 1 until it disappears. That's on the raise dead spell itself.
Huh.
Revivify doesn't do that because you're only dead for a little bit. And just like a quick little, like,
Not dead
pop
long
up.
enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Reincarnate doesn't do that.
Well,
Reincarnate
You're in a whole new body.
say that'd be
It's a 7th
interesting.
level spell.
Yeah.
It's a fun little spell, and I like
Interesting.
using it.
Greater Restoration is also a spell. I don't think Buster has it prepared, but
I don't.
Well, he just had a long rest, so.
Can I have used that to change my spells out? I very gladly would.
I don't know if that's how.
It's time wouldn't work that way because
Yeah.
I would have been at a different place. Like that's not how time works.
But if somebody wants to use an inspiration to like provide a flashback to where you kind of change your spells prepped, I would allow that.
This place is too scary, and my rolls are too bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You can use mine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got an extra one anyway.
Okay.
Flashback to where Tobias is like, you're probably gonna need that Greater Restoration spell, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna just flashback to be like, just be prepared for anything.
Oh. Yeah, I'll use
Enlightened.
I'll use 1 Greater Restoration on you.
On me.
And pop out.
Reduces your. It's just by 1.
Okay.
Diamond dust, which the spell consumes. I'm gonna take a file to a diamond.
Just grind it down.
Yeah, we've got tons of diamonds.
Please decrease the cost of one of the diamonds in your inventory by 100 gold.
Where's the fucking
Group fund.
yeah? If someone has it open,
But I'm pretty sure that takes it from you'll. 'Cause if I remember,
Just-
exhaustion level 2 is attack
Yes.
rolls, right?
No, it's movement speed.
speed.
First one is just
Exhaust-
ability checks or at
Okay.
disadvantage, which is fine.
Yeah,
be
movement
manageable.
speed halved
Say I'll be
for
okay.
level 2, and level 3 is disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
Which is nasty.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Level
cool.
4 is your max hit points are halved.
What does Buster's Greater Restoration look like as you cast the spell on?
I take the diamond dust and I grind it up in a little mortar. I add a couple of things in there to kind of turn it into a fine, like sparkling little paste. I take it and I smear it like underneath the eyes. And I get really close to drawing a dick on your forehead, but I think better of it because you just went through an ordeal. Because that's what I usually do, but you know. And then I put my little paw on your forehead, and to you it feels like my paw is like sinking into your head, but on the outside it's just like reverberating a little bit as the diamonds kind of just like seep into your skin, and a little bit of color comes back to your face.
Start glistening like a Twilight vampire.
Yeah, but it legitimately
Skin of a
looks.
killer.
It legitimately looks like it feels to you like I'm like digging my hand into your skull until you like sniffing salts like pop back and like whoa,
Yeah.
Deep cleaning the sinuses.
Jeez.
yeah, blasting them out.
There is
Um,
exhaustion level enter.
But can we have walked into the room and done that?
Like
Are all
walk
3
through
of us going in?
the shimmery
Mhm.
room. I would say you probably did that before you walked into the room because Olin was just like kind of conking down, wasn't he?
Okay, yeah.
Or what weren't they? Sorry.
I was saying we could put him in the chair to relax, but if we can
Oh,
take care of that first and then go into the room. Either way works. It's just flavor, really.
Cool. Yeah, because things are gonna happen once you. Who all's going through into the room? Everybody, or
I was gonna say, I guess it's me. I think Wilson.
I
You can wait
think-
outside if you'd like.
But
I'm reading the book.
I have a book to read too. We can be book reading buddies.
which book are you?
Yeah.
You're reading the pages from
Creatures.
the creatures?
I don't
Which
know
one is
if
it,
you
sure.
want him to roll on it. I rolled pretty shit and was only able to find those 3 things.
Well, maybe Olin and I can go through it together.
There's also the Azaelin's Guide to Abjuration.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
that particular book is locked closed. You'd have to figure out a way to actually open it. But
yeah.
Again, keep an eye out for a ratipede. I don't know where it went.
all right. So Olin and Tobias are hanging out here, and Dylan and Buster are going through into this other room.
Just letting you know, I'm worried that this is either going to be a very fast time or a very slow time thing. We could be in here for what feels like 2 seconds and it's like 2 weeks. We could be in here for what feels like 2 weeks and it's actually 2 seconds. That's what I'm worried about. That's why I don't want us all to go in at the same time.
I like the latter.
I hope so too. I have no way to decide. Let's go in there.
All right.
Alright.
Oh, before they do that, John, just mechanically, did I restore any of my stuff?
Uh,
I've only used like a couple class features, so it doesn't matter that much. But
We can say
Fine.
that you went back a little bit, enough that it was like fresh off
Okay.
the reset.
Detect portal, baby.
So if you want to get some of those abilities back and find them.
Let's go. I love to detect portals.
Give you a little something in exchange for that exhaustion.
I'll go first in case there's a trap the second we step in.
Cool.
Okay.
You guys step through the portal.
Wait.
Or the portal's just the word in my mind. I'm not sure it's the right word.
How many healing potions do we have each? Healing.
Oh yeah, I probably should have
We have
drank
a
one of
lot.
those.
Yeah.
A lot of different potions. I think everybody has at least 4. 3 or
Say,
4.
I have 2 regulars and a superior. On me.
You have 3 regulars
I have 3 regulars?
and a superior. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go.
I'm gonna drink 2 of my regular potions real quick.
Slam that
We
shit.
also have
Go ahead and roll them out.
Yeah, I probably should do the same.
we also have the superior. Like you might as well.
I'd like to save the superior.
Yeah, for the real shit, because that's really good.
Yeah.
Regular
I mean,
is 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah.
So if I'm downing 2 of them, it's 4d4 plus 4.
15.
Nice.
Nice.
That basically ended the fireball.
Must be
Oops,
nice.
I did that the wrong way. That's at 69 health now. Was that 85?
Yeah, just plus 16, plus 16.
Okay. 101.
Yes, use your resources.
All right.
My head cocks over to the divination room.
Okay. You walk through the portal. Through the shimmering light into this other room. As you step through, you can kind of have a better view of this room. You see there's like some of it you couldn't really see through the doorway. They're kind of like up against the wall. I think the first thing you notice is you see there's like a wardrobe pushed up against one side with like several drawers. In the other corner, you see a little girl, pale white skin, head shaved short, with some like tattoos on her head, and she looks up as you enter. At first, there's like a look of excitement on her face. Before she like registers like what you look like, and then she just gets this look of confusion, and she says, "You're not Faran. What are you doing here?" And that's where we're gonna end for the night.
That's good. That's
What the
good.
hell?
Who the fuck is on?
I can't believe we're introducing new characters in this. The 11th hour.
11th hour.
So we have another NPC to adopt.
Let's go. Very silly.
Thank you everybody for hanging out and watching as our characters continue to explore Azaelin's laboratory here in Castle Avernus. Join us next time to figure out if they continue to survive, thrive, or will they take a dive as they continue their journey into saving Darkon. Find out next week.